All right, we are back with Vegas Matty from footballcontest.com. You can
Here
tweet
I
out
am.
Matty. I am ready, my man. At Vegas_Matty is his handle. Hey, Matty. Oh, geez. We're coming on football season, my man. It is 2 weeks away-ish, maybe a couple days, but there's just a lot going on. How are things with football contest?
Good, man. Everything's rocking and rolling. We did a ton of signups over the weekend. And then, this week, Circa is having their ultimate contest weekend. So I know you're going to be out here for that. They're doing the Media Row event on Friday. So I'll see you again at that point. But, I'm pretty booked solid on Friday. I got to do some super contest signups and then head from the Westgate over to Circa because Tony's doing the Circa signups. And then I got a bunch of media stuff I'm doing pretty much all afternoon on Friday. So try to get the word out a little bit more. I know I'm going to join you at 1 o'clock Pacific time again. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, it was either 1 or 1:30. I really looked at it. Maybe it was 1. It is 1 actually.
Whatever works for you. I'll be there.
Well, I'm going to be there too, man. And I'll be back and forth coming down. We'll have some swag with us. So if anyone wants to stop by, we have some odds breakers, some lighters. That was actually the hottest item last year. People grabbing lighters. A whole box was gone.
You don't find lighters anymore.
Yeah, I know, right?
They're
thought
vintage,
it was cool.
yeah.
I mean, it's Vegas. I'm not going to give out pens. I'm going to give out lighters, dude.
You get those at the sports book, so you're good. You're covered there.
Exactly. But there's a few hats probably we're going to have, some shirts. So, yeah, stop by and get some swag. Say hi to us. I can't wait, man. It's going to be a fun weekend. Lots going on. We're going to have events galore. The D Thursday night, Stadium Swim all Friday afternoon. Stop by Stadium Swim. Hopefully watch a little football on by then. On Saturday, obviously, you have the college games. So that's going to be fun. Let's talk about the updates here then for Circa Millions. And so where are we at right now? How many entries do we have out of the guarantees?
Yeah, for the million, there's a little over 2,000. Survivors over 5,000. So that's kind of what we're at. Those numbers will more than double. So expect that to happen. Maybe like 2.5 times what those numbers are today. You can kind of expect to see that Saturday, September 7th, when everything kind of closes up. So don't get too scared about that, that the low numbers and the huge overlays. They're counting on a lot of people coming out the next 2.5 weeks to get signed up. And there you go. You got the numbers right there, fresh. But yeah,
don't be scared. Be happy. Be happy. Hopefully it stays at these numbers for you. These are guaranteed.
Jeff Benson's projecting 5,500 for the million, which is still a nice overlay of 500,000 if that happens. And the survivor, though, forget about it. It's going to be like $11-12 million in the pot. So that's 12,000 entries. So if you're looking for an overlay in that, that's you're going to be out of luck there. But the good thing is the pot goes up. So every entry that goes in is another $1,000 into the pot, and people are maxing those things out like crazy. 10 entries is the max, $10,000. So I mean that is the most popular football contest in Vegas history. So it's only getting bigger and better.
It's got to be the largest football contest in history too, with the Survivor.
Largest legal one, that's for sure.
Yeah, right. Largest legal. I didn't think the illegal ones have been that big. Well, it's going to be awesome. It's fun is that you got a whole weekend in Vegas. You got 2.5 weeks to go there. I mean, there's flights that are less than $300 anywhere in the continental U.S. Sometimes you have to get cheap and do a red eye, but so what, man? Get to Vegas and get signed up.
You guys come in and out the same day. So if that's the case, just hit us up at footballcontest.com. We'll do our best to accommodate you during our busy schedule because we are at the books every single day from here on out. So we will be there, whether it's the Circa Sportsbook or the Westgate Superbook. They're trying to get those contest entries up too. They're at 453 for their contest, which is a far cry of what it used to be, but they just had their big contest weekend. Super contest weekend was last weekend. And like the entries all the way around. I mean, it's almost like 10-1, the ratio on like millions entries to super contests. Maybe it'll probably be like closer to 5-1 by the time everything's said and done. But right now it just seems like for every, 7, 8, 9, 10 entries that are in the Circa Million, you're getting one for the super contest, which is kind of sad, but that's what happens when you have a guaranteed prize pool versus not a guaranteed prize pool.
That's right. That's what happens if you don't have the sticks to put it up, man. Yeah, and that's what it's about. How about from last year at this time? It's hard to kind of gauge. I don't know what football starts on a different day, but let's just say the 2.5 weeks before the season is kind of what we have to think. 2,201 circa millions. I feel like it was slightly higher. Maybe I'm wrong, but I also feel like Survivor's a lot higher right now, over half.
Yeah, Survivor's definitely a lot higher. The millions, it's pacing slightly above last year. I think they had 5,300 last year in the circa million. So Jeff is saying 5,500. So it's a little above last year, but still, that still leaves a decent overlay for all those guys who like the pick 5 contest.
All right, and so the millions were what did you say that was at? Trending.
Well, last year I just got from Jeff Benson. He told me that it's trending a little higher than last year. So maybe they had like 2,100 entries at this time last year. Who knows? But yeah, it's definitely higher this year. Everything's pacing higher. Survivor especially. I mean, they had 9,300 entries in that last year, and now they're trending at close to 12,000. So, which I think it'll probably come close to 12,000. I'm going to guess something like between 11 and 12. Somewhere in between there. Will be probably the final number. That's still a lot of money. A lot of people, regardless of how many people chop at the end, that's still going to be a nice chunk of pie for whoever is in that at the end.
Absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of notoriety, you get from just making it this far. I mean, last year you think that 8,000, 9,000, 10,000 entries are going to, have 100 to 300 people, but most of the time it's not. 4 people made it through the end last year, and they chopped the week before. And they were talking about chopping before, and one guy didn't want to do it, and obviously,
when it got down to 10,
and he got bounced because I think Jacksonville beat or Cincinnati beat Jacksonville with a backup quarterback. That was just like what
on that Monday night game. That was a killer. That was.
Pittsburgh also lost a few. Pittsburgh lost a few too. It was just one of those. Oh God, there's just teams that are just hard to play on because of coaching and other situations. Trevor Lawrence was a shell of himself last year. Something was wrong with him.
He was. Well, to his credit though, he was playing with injuries down the stretch. He was trying not to miss a start, and I think he might have ended up missing one game. But other than that, I mean, he was playing hurt, and we'll see how that shakes out this year. But they got bigger problems on the defensive side of the ball than anything else.
Yeah, they certainly do. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. They do have a new defense coordinator, which I'm excited about. So we'll see about Jacksonville. But that's how it is, though. I mean, people think there's not a chance of me gaining over 1 million when there's 8,000, 10,000 entries. No, there is. There is a chance. And sometimes even that person with 1 entry is the one making it that far. You just got to block out the noise.
Exactly.
It's like some weeks you do got to get on kind of more of a consensus, and some weeks you're just be like, look, this consensus worries me. I know I'm going on the 2-point favorite here. I'm making a risk. Hell, maybe you're even doing it on a 1 or 2 point dog that week, but it's just one of those ways to win, because it's not about you advancing as much as it is about getting everybody out of the way.
Right. Yeah, you want to survive the carnage when those big favorites end up losing. You want that to be the end of other people and not yourself. And if you could play it safe and even try to save some of those really good teams till the end, where it's a little easier. And I shouldn't say easier, but when if you look at the Christmas weeks and Thanksgiving weeks and stuff, you gotta have some pretty good teams available to take on in those weeks if you're still alive, and you don't want to have scraps to deal with and screw yourself at the end where you put yourself behind the 8 ball. So I mean, that's why even when you look at the first 2 games and you're looking at the Ravens and the Chiefs and then the Eagles and the Packers, like who in their right mind is going to pick one of those teams unless they're going to buy back and try to get back up to 10 entries and push a few of their entries along just by guaranteeing that they go through. If you bet both sides, that's a possibility. But other than that, I mean, those teams are going to be primed down the line. You don't want to waste them in week 1.
Absolutely, you don't. That is, you got to look at Thanksgiving and you got to look at Christmas, because the Christmas week, I think they're adding the Monday night game or the Thursday. I think it was the Monday.
I think it's a Thursday. I think it's the Wednesday games and then Thursday.
Okay, that makes sense.
Thanksgiving, yeah, same.
Thursdays normally starts the following week, but it's not that week. Yeah,
yeah, I think so. I could be wrong because it could be the Monday night game and then the Wednesday, but it doesn't make as much sense to do that because yeah, I'll have to look at the rules.
What's great about this is the prestige too. You know, I mean, there's a reality show about it last year. There's probably going to be a lot of cameras this year. You know, you'll be on camera if you're making it probably past Thanksgiving. There's a good chance that you're going to be noted. And whether I'm not exactly sure what they're doing this year, but the winners and the people in it are very popular people at the time. And obviously, if you win the millions, you get the blue jacket, and then you're invited every single year, comp by the Circa. You get a free hotel, you get to go to the dinners and swim and all that, which is just massively prestigious to come into Vegas to get treated like that. You know, I know a few of the past winners myself that I'll be hanging out with a little bit over the weekend this week. And so it's not just the money, it's just the fun. You know, it's tons of fun to do this. And Matty, how can people get into this contest?
Yeah, so just get all the information at footballcontest.com. You can find out our schedule during Ultimate Football Contest weekend, which is most of the events are Friday and Saturday. And then there is a seminar on Saturday afternoon. And we're going to be at the book between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. in booth 5, both Friday and Saturday. And then I'm hosting my fantasy football draft through Full-Time Fantasy on Saturday night. And then for those people, that league is full. So I am getting into a high stakes league the following day on Sunday at 6 p.m. Also drafting from Stadium Swim, $1,925 entry fee for that one, but you can win $150,000 in that one. So if you want to get information on that, you can go to fantasyfootballcontest.com and you can see all of the contests that Full-Time Fantasy offers. They have a lot of different options there that they're running pretty much every day. Both in person and online. So if you can't get out to Vegas, you can also participate in one of the online drafts, and those start at $50 all the way up to that big one that's almost $2,000.
Well, that is absolutely massive. Wow. Big contest, big fantasy, big things are happening in Vegas and at footballcontest.com. Come down and see us over the weekend. Make sure you check us out. You know where to find us. We'll be at the Circa, Matty. I'll be seeing you in a few days.
See you soon, man. Thanks for having me.